Alright everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to yet again another YouTube video, and we are here for the first preview of the conference finals. The Edmonton Oilers will be taking on the Colorado Avalanche on the Western Conference Finals side of the 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, these are two teams that have obviously not been in the conference finals for a very long time. The Avalanche have not been in it since 2002, which is 20 years ago, and the Oilers haven't even been in it since they made the Cup finals in 2006. So we're talking almost 20 years ago for them as well. And both teams took very different paths to getting here. We'll start off with the Oilers, who was much more offensive. They beat the Los Angeles Kings in 7 games in round 1. Then they beat the Calgary Flames in 5 games in round 2. They scored 53 goals and only let in 39 goals against. Unreal. Just an unreal performance from the Edmonton Oilers, mainly Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Evander Kane. The three of them have been simply unbelievable. Especially Kane in the second round, he kind of really carried the Oilers through that second round. But McDavid and Draisaitl just unbelievable. They've just been playing out of their minds, and they practically carried their team to a conference finals. When you look at the Avalanche, it's a little bit more different. They beat the Nashville Predators in a 4-game sweep in round 1. Then they beat the St. Louis Blues in 6 games in round 2. They scored 43 goals and let in 27 goals against. So they were much less offensive, but at the same time, their points were a lot more wider, because when you look at the top 3, it's Kane, McDavid, and Draisaitl, and they obviously have most of, if not all of the points for the Oilers, but the Avalanche, they were much more spread out. It was a much more team effort. I'm not trying to degrade anything the Oilers have done, but the Avalanche have done a really good job at shutting down the Blues, but the Blues eventually came out and won those 6 games. It honestly should have been 5. The Avalanche really dominated that entire series. It could have honestly gone a 4-game sweep if it weren't for Binnington and Husso kind of keeping it in for the Oilers, but they also had the rough patches as well, so then again, but it doesn't matter. The Avalanche are in the conference finals. When you look at each team's leading playoff scores, you start off with the Oilers. You have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl actually tied for first place with identical statistics. 7 goals, 19 assists, and 26 points for the two of them. They've been simply unbelievable. They're breaking NHL records. They have been just unreal. Like, there's nothing else to say. They've been crazy. And then Evander Kane, obviously there, he's third in scoring with 12 goals, 3 assists for 15 points. He was big in the second round for the Oilers. Not as much in the first round, but was much bigger in the second round, obviously scoring a hat-trick in Game 3. He was just crazy. Like, he was just scoring goals after goals after goals after goals. He was making it look easy against the Calgary Flames. And then obviously for the goaltending there, you have Mike Smith with an 8.3-0 record, a 2.70 goals against average, and a .927 save percentage. I have my doubts about Mike Smith. I won't deny that at all. I've really doubted him, especially going into round 1 of those playoffs. But he came out on top. He's really played his game. He's played really good, and he's proven a lot of people wrong, including myself. Now, when you take a look at the Avalanche's leading playoff scorers, you start off with Nathan MacKinnon, who has 8 goals, 5 assists for 13 points. He's also tied with Cale Makar for 3 goals, 10 assists, 13 points. He's also been really good as well. Both of these players have been very significant towards their teams. Then Landeskog as well, obviously 6 goals, 5 assists for 11 points. There's really no demeanor. There's really no one main player who is carrying the Avalanche through all this. I guess you can say MacKinnon, but really, it's really been a team effort, and that's what I'm impressed about the Avalanche. They have so many dominant players that they play this really good team effort that really just gets them to the conference finals, obviously. So then you have Kemper there in the net, 6.2-0, a 2.44 goals against average, and a .904 save percentage. I'll be honest with you, I think that was the problem last year. I think Grubauer was the issue, is why they didn't get past Vegas. And now that they have a legitimate goalie in net, they have a clear shot to the conference finals. I think they could very well beat the Oilers with Kemper. 100%. Now it's time for the final verdict here. Who takes this series in the end? I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Avalanche are going to take it in 6 games. I think they're going to hold off the Oilers' offense, because I don't want to degrade the Oilers at all, but when you really look at it, it's really just been Kane, and it's been McDavid, and it's been Draisaitl. I've said that many times in this video already. Those are the main 3 players that are really carrying the Oilers through this run. So to be honest with you, if you hold those guys off, I think you could definitely easily deal with the Oilers. I think the Avalanche's offense is too tough. Instead of holding off 3 players, you're holding off like 6 players for the Avalanche. And then they got their really stacked blue line as well. I've had my doubts about the Oilers' blue line. I'll say that right now. I've had my doubts. But I think I'll be entirely honest with you. I think the Avalanche take this one. And I know I got this wrong many times before. I got it wrong with the Flames series. I had the Flames taking it in 5. I may have gotten it wrong in the Kane series if the Rangers win tonight. So, I mean, we will see, to be honest with you. But I think that the Oilers will get knocked out by the Avalanche in 6 games. Not degrading anything those guys have done. They've done a very good job. But the Avalanche They're just too good. And with Kemper in net now, without Grubauer, like I feel like this team is just that much better than last year. Now, anyways, guys, that'll do it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching. For us personally, I really do appreciate it. If you guys subscribe if you're new, that would be great. I'm really trying to grow this channel. We're likely going to stream if not every single Western Conference and just pretty much just conference finals all together for the NHL and likely all of the Stanley Cup Finals games. So we're going to have a good time here for streaming in the coming days. So thank you all very much for watching. For us personally, I really do appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.